So we have seen this setup for the Claude Code, and of course we can use the Claude models. We can use Sonnet, Opus. The only thing is you have to pay for it. But what if you have a machine which can run a local model? And again, I'm repeating this, your machine should be able to run the local model. So there are a lot of open source models which we can use, and you can run it locally. And you can connect your Claude Code, or basically you can have Claude Code using the local models. Now, at this point, if you're doing that, you don't have to pay for the Claude services. The only thing is it will be slow. But if you can manage with the speed, you're good to go. Now, let me show you what are the options. So one of the best option for running the local models is Ollama. So when you go to the ollama.com, this is their official page, and there are a lot of models available here. So if you click on models, you can download and use all these models locally. So I have tried Gemma 4 and most of the models here, Qwen and different Gemini option. I have also tried Llama, but you need to check what is your system configuration to do that. So if you have a low configured machine, so specifically if you have a GPU, you need a GPU here. There are some models which works on CPU as well. So if you look at here, I'm using the RTX 4080. It is a laptop GPU, and it has 12 GB dedicated GPU. So if you have, or GPU memory, if you have that, you're good to go for the models which I'm running. Otherwise, you have to look for the models and maybe the lower version of it. So example, if you look for Gemma 4, there are different options here. So we have Gemma 4 latest, but if you can see the size is 9.6 GB. Not sure if you can fit in that. This will fit 4B, and even 12B works. And if you're using Mac, you can use any MLX version here based on the size. Okay, now if you look at these models, not every model is capable of working with Claude Code. So even if you click here, you can see we have Claude Code model Gemma 4, but I was facing issue using that. It might work for you, or maybe you have to do some tweaks. What you can also do is you can use some fine-tuned models which you can try it on. But before you do that, the first thing you have to do is you have to install Ollama. So when you go to Ollama website, this is the way you can download. If you're using Windows, for Mac, depending upon which OS you're using, you will get the option here to download. Now in my machine, if I open terminal, I already have Ollama, and the way you can check that is by saying Ollama version, and you can see I do have Ollama installed. Now once you have Ollama, it's not like you'll be having the model access directly. So if you want to work with a particular model here, so let's say if I go back to the models, and if I want to work with, let's say, Gemma 4 here, and you can pick up any model. So example, let's say if I want to pick up E4B, so this is the command to run it. But even before running it, it will download on your machine. So I've done that already, and I have few models already downloaded. So if I say Ollama list, so these are the models I already have in this machine. So you can see a lot of options here. And I found this particular model, this fine-tuned for the Claude Code, and it works. So you try with Gemma and see if it is working or not. Qwen is also suggested by Ollama itself, but I'm going to use this. And let me search about this here. So on Ollama, you will find the fine-tuned model as well. So this is what we are using here, which is for E4B. And this is the context 64K. So you can't do much with this locally, but you can manage. And it also run full run on 16 GB. Okay, it was working well on my Mac. That's why it was working fine, because it is tuned for Mac. But you can try different models. You can test it out. Okay, now how do you run this? So basically this is the command. So you can see it says Ollama launch Claude, and then you can pass the model name. So there are different options of doing this. Let me just go back to the Ollama page. So the first thing is you have to download that. And the way you can do that is by going here, and there's a command. You can just run this, and this will download and run this particular model. Now, since I already have it here, I can directly run this. So I don't have to download again and again. So that's one. Next, you need to get the Claude. So you can just scroll down, and you can see there's multiple options here, which is automate your work. And OpenClaw also works here. If I click on see more apps, one option is Claude Code. Just click on that. It will give you some steps to do that. So I will just zoom it a bit. And if you go down, you can see it will suggest Qwen 3.5. You tried out. I was happy with the fine-tuned model of Gemma 4. And this is how you do it. So you can say Ollama launch Claude. I will just copy this. And where should we do it? Of course, I can do it in the terminal here, or I will open the VS Code, and randomly I have selected one of the package from the project which is front end, and you can open any folder or maybe in the same project which we are going to work on. And here you just have to pass that command, which is Ollama launch Claude. Okay. Now when you do this, it will launch it and it will ask you for which model. So basically there are a lot of models available in this machine. So I'm going to select this one, which is Gemma 4E4B Claude Coder. I can go with this as well, but let's see if this system can handle it. But there's also option of Quen 3.6, agentic software engineering model with multimodal capabilities. The only thing is it is 28 GB. My VRAM will die there. And in this case, if you have a higher version, it will directly start using CPU. And of course, we don't have good CPUs available to run these models. Now let me try this and run. So you can see my Claude Code is ready. You can even connect with this extension which you can download. So you can connect the extension, you just have to do some configuration and you can use this. But I would suggest go to their website and do the remaining configuration by yourself. So if you scroll down, you can do a manual setup here. You can set the environment variables and then you can run. So you can use that chat window as well. But terminal works. So if you are in the terminal, now you can start working. So let me try. So first I will say, explain the project. And while I do that, I will also show you my task manager. Let's see how much GPU power it takes. So it's just going to kick off. Also, my camera, or the recording is happening on the same machine. So even that itself is consuming this. And picked up, you can see GPU is going a bit high. I hope it is not affecting the recording. Maybe we'll talk less. Okay, tokens per second speed looks good. Not bad actually compared to the local models. Additionally, you need a good amount of memory as well to run this type of models because it is going to load in the memory as well. Okay, so it is explaining the project. You can see this is what we have, right? The get task, create task, that looks good. But now if I ask you to create a JS file for calculator. Again, when you are working on a big project, it might struggle, but there's a workaround as well. You can manage your context, you can manage your specs, create a new session or clear the current session to achieve that. Or maybe you can work with a specific method or a function at one time. So when I say create, this is going to be a long run. And sometimes it fails, okay? So it thought for 13 seconds, but no output. Let's try once again in the current folder. You can set your thinking level as well. Okay, this time it is doing something. Okay, so you can see it has created a file. I will just minimize this now. So we got the entire JavaScript file which has the code here, and I will say accept. You can also write the test cases for this. So at this point, you got the entire code. So it's your choice if you want to use the Claude models or if you want to run it locally. But yes, running it locally also has some advantages. You don't have to pay for the models, but this will be slow. Also, I would encourage you to explore other models as well. Maybe you can try some other fine-tuned models which you like, and let me know your experience with the local models.